What's going on, everyone? Austin John Place here, and today we're going to be taking a look at every single returning Pokemon in Pokemon Legend ZA Mega Dimension. It looks like we have a total of 141 unique Pokemon forms that are going to be returning in the Mega Dimension DLC. The data miner Matt actually put out this information about this time that the game came out, October 15th, that included some information about Pokemon's data being scrubbed. So the Pokemon who are going to be in the base game have their new information. There are Pokemon who are left alone, and there's Pokemon that are completely scrubbed, meaning that they're going to have new information put in the future. This is what's leading us to believe that these are going to be the Pokemon in the Mega Dimension DLC. And the reason we think that is because this is the exact same thing that they did for Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. So this has a track record of being pretty accurate. And thanks to the trailer that we got for the Mega Dimension, we're able to confirm some of these Pokemon, and the list is looking pretty good, so let's take a look at it. These Pokemon are going to be in National Dex order, and there's something important to note here. These Pokemon are going to be supported in-game. We do not know yet if these Pokemon are going to be like a one-to-one trade, how it was for Alolan Raichu, or if we're going to have these Pokemon only compatible via Pokemon Home. None of that information is known. All that we know is that these Pokemon are going to be returning in the Mega Dimension DLC. And that starts with Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, Zubat, Golbat. We have Meowth as seen in the trailer, and then we also have Galarian Meowth seen in the trailer. So therefore we have Persian seen in the trailer. But according to the data mine, we also have Alolan Meowth and Alolan Persian also making their return in the Mega Dimension DLC. Now, this might be one of those perfect examples of you trade a regular Meowth for an Alolan Meowth. So take it how you will. We have Mankey and Primeape, Farfetch'd and Galarian Farfetch'd, Cubone, Marowak, and Alolan Marowak. This is an interesting thing to talk about here, and then the next one is Mr. Mime Regular and Mr. Mime Galarian. We're going to be going into hyperspace. This is a similar terminology that they used in Sun Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon when you went through the Ultra Space wormholes to, I think it was just called Ultra Space. And now we're going to Ultra Space Lumiose. There was a unique mechanic that was implemented in those games, and I covered it 6-7 years ago. I said the numbers. However long ago it was, in which if you were to evolve Pikachu on the island of Alola, that Pikachu would evolve into Alolan Raichu. However, if you went into the Ultra Space wormholes and used the Thunderstone on Pikachu, it would evolve into regular Raichu as seen in Kanto. We may see that mechanic return, that a Cubone who evolves in Ultra Space is going to be Alolan Marowak. However, a Cubone that evolves in Lumiose City is going to evolve to regular Marowak. Likewise, Mime Jr., when evolving in Ultra Space Lumiose, may evolve into Galarian Mr. Mime, and Mime Jr. evolving in Lumiose City may evolve into original form Mr. Mime. That was a little hard to keep track of, but I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you followed me on that, right? We have Porygon making our way to Gen 2. We have Crobat, Igglybuff, Original Quillfish, and Hisuian Quillfish. Porygon 2, making our way to Gen 3, we have all of the starters and their Mega Forms returning. That includes Sceptile, the Pokemon with the least amount of gender difference ever, Torchic. It just has one black pixel on its butt, by the way. Combuskin and Blaziken, as well as, their Megas, Mudkip, Marshtop, Swampert. Gulpin, Swalot, Spoink, Grumpig, Zangoose, and Zaviper, because you gotta have those in a game. Feebas and Milotic. You know what? I really feel like Milotic could get a Mega to sort of rival the Gyarados because, Feebas and Milotic share a lot of similarities with Magikarp Gyarados, so that would be really cool to see. Kecleon, Chimecho, who we already saw Chimecho's new Mega form. Latios and Latios as well as their Mega forms. Kyogre, Groudon, as well as their primal forms, and Mega Rayquaza. We don't know how that's going to be implemented, if these 5 are going to be part of an EX mission, or maybe just the end of the Mega Dimension DLC. We're going to have to wait and see on that. Gen 4, Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, Chingling, Mime Jr., Porygon Z, all of the Rotom forms, and we have Heatran and Darkrai both making an appearance. That's pretty interesting. On to Gen 5, who has a lot of love in this game. Purloin, Liepard, Munna, Musharna, Throh, and Sawk, Yamask Original and Galarian, Cofagrigus, Fungus, Amoonguss, Cryogonal, Golett, Golurk, and then all of the Swords of Justice are making a return. Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, Keldeo, and Keldeo's Resolute form. Again, we don't know if they're going to be catchable in-game, but they are supported in-game, so gonna have to wait and see on that. Meloetta, Genesect, and now we're getting onto Sun and Moon with Kerbrawler, Crabominable, Wimpod, Golisopod, Sandygast, Palossand, Mimikyu, Magearna's basic form and original Pokeball form are both in the decks. Marshadow, Zorora, Meltan, and Melmetal. We are getting a lot of spicy Pokemon in this DLC. Well, supported in this DLC. On to Sword and Shield, we have Rookidee, Corvisquire, Corviknight, who Corviknight was in the trailers quite a bit. Nickit and Thievul, I always forget that they exist. Toxel, Toxtricity, Amped and Low-Key, Clobbopus, Grapclot, Purrserker, Surfetched, Mr. Rhyme, Indeedee, I listed the female here because, you know, it's unique. Morpeko, and then getting onto Hisui, we have Cleavor and Overquill. That's it out of all of them. Onto Scarlet and Violet, we have a lot more features, including Fido, Dashbun, the Squawkabilly in its various forms, Knackley, Knacklestack, Garganackle, Charcadet, Armarouge, Ceruledge. Yo, those would be cool megas. Maschiff, Maboshchiff, Shroodle, Grafai, Capsakid, Skullvillain. You know me, I love my spicy food. I always keep at least one hot sauce nearby. And Skullvillain fell short so hard on so many things. Seeing that get some love, I would be happy with that. Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, Tinkaton, who definitely needs a mega. She's my girl. Cyclizar, interesting that's here. Glimmet, Glamora, Graveyard, Houndstone, Flamigo. There's a lot of Scarlet and Violet Pokemon in here. Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Annihilate, Frigibax, Artibax, Baxcalibur, who we saw its mega being revealed. We have both chest form and roaming form of Gimmighoul being supported, as well as Golden Go. 162 forms of Pokemon, over 141 unique forms, getting rid of like just gender differences and visual differences. So cool stuff there. That is a pretty robust list of Pokemon for you to go ahead and catch and gather. Now, beyond the data mine information of all of these returning Pokemon, we have 3 new Mega Forms that have items associated with them figured out from the data mine. If you consider this a spoiler, I'm sure there's going to be a card right here that you could watch something else. And if not, then I'm going to be talking about them in 3, 2, 1. So what's really interesting is we have information on Pokemon that are receiving new forms. This most likely means Mega Evolutions, and that list includes Raichu, who we already know that Raichu has 2 new Megas, Chimecho, who has a new Mega Evolution, Baxcalibur with a new Mega Evolution, and then a list of some other Pokemon here. Interestingly, Absol is here, who already has a Mega, and Garchomp, and Lucario. These Pokemon may be receiving a second Mega Evolution, or a form variation, or a regional variation that then has a Mega. The possibilities are, well, not endless, but plentiful. In addition to that, we have Staraptor, who is like Pidgeot, but better in every way. Golurk, Meowstic, Crabominable, Golisopod, Magearna, and this also supports original Pokeball form Magearna. Skullvillain, I actually didn't look at this part when I said the last part. Glimmet, and then also Tatsugiri. And we actually have 4 legendary / mythical Pokemon between Heatran, Darkrai, Magearna, and Zorora. According to Cafodix, in Legends EA, these 3 Pokemon have associated Megastone items, indicating they're slated to have a new Mega form. Zorora, Heatran, and Darkrai. These 3 legendary / mythical Pokemon getting Mega forms. The list of legendary Pokemon just being Rayquaza and Mewtwo. The other 2 are primals. Okay, I'll count those in there. That's 4. Then the Lotties, so that's a total of 6. Oh, and Deontay. If you noticed in this game, we only had 1 new Mega form for a legendary, and that was Zygarde. So whereas we previously had 7 Mega Pokemon, sorry, 8 if I include both versions of Mewtwo, and now we have 1 new one, it was definitely lacking in the Mega department for legendaries. But now we're getting 3 more tacked onto that list. In addition to that long list of Pokemon that was already on that list, there's some big stuff happening, man. Big stuff. Can't wait to see how ridiculous these 3 are gonna be in the ZA Royale. Is your favorite Pokemon going to be making a comeback? Leave it down below. Well guys, thank you so much for being here. If you found this information helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.
Man, they see me shining like I got the charm. Stay strapped, got that jet ball in my palm. Fell from the sky, guess I'm the chosen one. And if you need to know how, check out Austin John. Champion flow, yeah, I got that champion flow.